We're learning Nishmas Etta Ahuva Basaka. Masachas Gitin Perik Vav Mishabez. Isha Shomer Iskabel Ligiti. If Isha says to a shliach to be mekabel for her a get, she makes a shliach kabbalah. Tzricha shtekite edim. She's going to need 2 sets of edim to prove that she's megureshes. Shnayim oimer v'faneinu amra. You need 2 edim to prove that the shliach were a shliach kabbalah, that she was memana them a shliach kabbalah. Shnayim oimer v'faneinu kibel v'kira, and 2 that are made that the shliach kabbalah was actually accepted the get. The Gemara asks, why do you need that? As long as they're edim signing on the get, it should be good enough, because obviously it's in her hand. So the Gemara says, we're going according to Eliezer that says, edim isira karti. Why do they need to say vikra? Why does it have to be that it was ripped up? The Gemara just says that this was a b'shasa gzeira. It was a gzeira that you were not allowed to do mitzvahs, and therefore they were ripped up the get, so that the goyim shouldn't see that she was holding on to a get. Then the Mishnah says, afilu hein harishenim ve'ein hachrenim. These 2 sets of edim could be the same 2 edim that saw that she was told this person to be a shliach kabbalah, and they also saw the shliach kabbalah receive the get from the Baal. Or it could be one from the first set, one from the second set, and the second aid will be echad mitzaref imayim. A third person will be mitzaref with each aid from the shuk. Now the Mishnah says a totally separate halacha. Naira hamayrasa, a naira hiva avia mekabel es gita. Both the naira is old enough to be mekabel a get, and her father could also be mekabel a get. A kitana, Rashi originally says that dafka the father could be mekabel a get, but Rashi in Kedushin Taisus brings down was chayzer and says that huadim by kitana, either the kitana could be mekabel the get, or the father could be mekabel the get. Amar Rabbi Yehuda argues and says, Ein shtei yadayim zeches ka'achas elavi mekabel es gita belvad, that the naira can't be mekabel or get, only the father. The last halacha of the Mishnah is kol she'eni yechel lishmer es gita. If a isha is not old enough to watch her get, which the Gemara explains, old enough means that she's able to tell the difference between a get and something else. But if she's not that age, then Eini Yechel Isgarish, she's not able to be Misgarish. Rashi learns, even al Yidei the father, she's not Megureshes, because she has the din of Shaita, and the pasuk says, V'shilcha mebeisai, Misha mishalechetz ve'ina chayzeres, and over here she doesn't know not to go back. Rabbeinu Tam argues and says that al Yidei the Avia, she would be Misgareshes, even though she's Eini Yechel Lishmar es Gitai. Mishnah Gimel Kitana Sha'amra Hiskabeli Giti. If a Kitana made a Shliach Kabbalah in a get, Achigia get liyad, it doesn't help. Ficha Chimrata Baal Achzer Yachzer, and therefore the Baal could be Chayzer. Why can a Kitana make a Shliach Kabbalah? She'in Katan Oyser Shliach. A Katan can't make a Shliach. Aval Im Amalei Avia Tzevis Kabbalah Biti Gita. If her father made a Shliach Kabbalah, then it does work. And Imrata Lahachzer Liyachzer, then the Baal can't be Chayzer. Rabbi Akiva Eiger speaks out in the Reisha of the Mishnah, when we said that a Ketana can't make a Shliach Kabbalah, the Gemara earlier said, but when the get does get to her hand, she will be Megureshes, because a person knows that Ein Shlichas Lekatan, and the Baal knows, even though he didn't beferish make a Shliach Halacha, he realizes that the get is going to be Megureshes when it gets to her hand, and that's his Kavana. The Mishnah says another halacha now. Ha'omer ten get zel ishti b'makom pleni. Let's say the Baal says, give the get to her, to my wife, in a certain place. V'nasan la b'makom acher. They give it in a different place. Puzzle, because he had a kapeda to be given dafka in a certain place. But if he says harehi b'makom pleni, she happens to be in a certain place, v'nasan la b'makom acher, even though they give it in a different place, kasher, because it was ein elikemar makom hu loyding, where it says she was just saying where she happens to be at the time, but not that it was hakpada that the get be given in that place. Ha'isha she'amr is skabeli gita b'makom pleni v'kibla b'makom acher. Let's say it's the isha that had the kapeda. She says it's skabeli gita b'makom pleni, then, and he given someplace else, so the Tanakam holds over there, it's also possible. But Eliezer Machshav, Eliezer over there says it's kasher. So the Gemara says, why does Eliezer over here hold this kasher? What's the difference when the Baal had a kapeda that it wasn't a good get, but when the isha has a kapeda, it is a good get? So the Gemara says, "Iu de midaita megarish." The Baal is being megarish with his own das, so then kapit. He has the right to have a kapeda. The Baal karcha miskareshes. It's not up to her anyhow. She's miskareshes Baal karcha. So even if she has a kapeda, it means nothing, and she's still going to be megureshes. The last halacha of the Mishnah is Havili Giti b'makom pleni v'hevila b'makom achar. She wants the get to be given from a certain place, and it was given from a different place, kosher, it's still kosher. And over here, even according to Teixiyanta brings from the Ran, even according to the Rabbanan that held that she could have a kapeda, but over here she's not being miskareshes with the shliachs. It's not a shliach kabal. It's only miskareshes when it gets to her. So then it doesn't make sense to have a kapeda from where it's given, and therefore she's miskareshes.